An aircraft that warped gravity, defied all physics, shaped the world we live in today, or doesn't exist at all. Some secrets are so well kept when they are eventually revealed, they are impossible to believe. They had blurred the lines between fact and fiction through policies, official reports, unofficial discussions, using the most reputable government agencies, such as the CIA, as mere puppets. In this video, we take a look at some of these secrets. This is the tale of the TR-3B Manta and its friends. The invention of machines that could make humans fly was a novelty that changed the world forever. But it was the start of one of the most intense innovation series in history. As soon as flying aircraft became a core component of conflict, every nation that wanted to win sought to wield the best of it. Fly faster, higher, silently, more silently, be invisible, be more invisible, and so on. In the 1900s, during the Cold War, this search for aerial gold escalated to unbelievable heights that weren't even thought possible. In 1955, the CIA, the U.S. Air Force, and defense contractor Lockheed Martin chose an ultra-remote site in the Mojave Desert of southern Nevada, about 80 miles northwest of Las Vegas, to serve as the testing site for the newest, most advanced aircraft the world had ever seen. This site would soon be known as Area 51. The grim, eerie Area 51 the world has come to love and fear. The aircraft tested at Area 51 were so advanced and out of this world that they single-handedly skyrocketed reports of UFO sightings in the United States. They looked alien. There was nothing like them before them. However, for every sighting report, there was a government official promising that such aircraft did not exist, and these officials were willing to take drastic measures to ensure that the world believed them. Still, rumors, if we can call them that, spread in the U.S. like wildfire that the government and military were secretly operating a highly classified black triangular aircraft known as the TR-3B. As the years went by, these rumors gained more and more weight, especially as some of the secret black aircraft from the site began to come into the light. Perhaps the most notable of these was the SR-71, the famed SR-71 Blackbird. The SR-71 was a big, beautiful, and state-of-the-art spy plane designed in the 1950s and early 1960s to fly at impossible speeds and at unbelievable heights over the Soviet Union to gather data on the activities of America's #1 enemy at the time. To find out what the generals ate, how they laughed, what movies made them cry, and perhaps less importantly, to find out if they were planning to launch nuclear weapons at the United States. The SR-71 understood this mission better than any, but before it could execute it, it had to be created first. Project Oxcart. Launched in 1957, Project Oxcart produced two of the fastest, highest-flying aircraft in U.S. history, the one-seat Archangel 12 and the two-seat SR-71 Blackbird. The first completed A-12 arrived at Area 51 in February 1962, after being disassembled in Burbank and transported to Nevada in a specially designed trailer that cost almost $100,000. More than $830,000 in today's money. To keep the A-12's existence secret, the CIA briefed the head of the Federal Aviation Administration, who made sure air traffic controllers were told to submit written reports of unusually fast, high-flying planes, rather than mention such sightings over the radio. Declared fully operational in 1965, after attaining a sustained speed of Mach 3.2 at 90,000 feet of altitude, the A-12 began flying missions over Vietnam and North Korea in 1967. The following year, it was retired in favor of its Air Force successor, the SR-71 Blackbird. A two-seated star was born. Longer and heavier than the A-12, the SR-71 paired supersonic speed with a low radar profile due to its sleek tapered design and black radar-absorbing paint. The world's first stealth aircraft. On July 28, 1976, pilots flew an SR-71 at a record speed of Mach 3.3, or 2,193 miles per hour. After 3 decades, This record holds till this day. At 400 feet per second, it was literally faster than a speeding rifle bullet. In 1990, the world's fastest aircraft was retired. It had concluded a stellar career and earned its spot in the Aircraft Hall of Fame. Impressive as the Blackbird was, it might have owed all of its success to one aircraft, the TR-3B Manta. The Bigfoot of military aviation is the TR-3B Black Manta. It could be a massive hoax or the biggest technological wonder in history. The triangular black aircraft has never been captured on camera, and its existence is officially denied by the U.S. government. The U.S. government is, however, notorious for denying the existence of its premium jets, at least for a while. Take the SR-71 Blackbird, for instance, whose existence was only revealed decades after it began flying. So again, officially, the TR-3B doesn't exist. But unofficially, according to the many people who claim to have seen it, and even military experts, it definitely does. And what else? It is incredibly advanced. For one, the material covering the aircraft is a radar-absorbing polymer, which can change its reflectivity, radar absorption, and color. This polymer, when combined with several electronic systems, makes the TR-3B as difficult to spot as a small flying vehicle or a cylindrical object on radar. Then there is the triangular shape that, as can be inferred from the B-2 Spirit and F-117 Nighthawk, is incredibly good for stealth. At the three corners of this triangle, on the bottom side, are turbofan engines with thrust vectoring nozzles that allow for high G turns and a dizzying number of rapid high-speed maneuvers. These include perfect right-angle turns and hyper-acceleration that would see the aircraft cut through the air better than fighters specifically built for dogfights. The TR-3B's primary propulsion, its anti-gravity drive with minimal moving parts, enables the aircraft to travel extremely silently. Perhaps an explanation for why sources only described the aircraft by its light or visuals, and hardly ever by its sound. Such quietness, combined with the fact that the plasma the TR-3B generates significantly reduces the aircraft's radar signature, means the TR-3B could sneak into just about any airspace of any country and not be detected by its air traffic control or air defense systems. This makes it perfect for missions in which stealth is paramount, which was almost every mission in the 1990s, as there was a lot of spying going on between the US and the Soviet Union. It's probably no coincidence that the main American aircraft developed around this time all prioritized stealth greatly. The F-117 Nighthawk, B-2 Spirit, and F-22 Raptor, for instance, all probably took notes from the TR-3B. All three of these aircraft went on to have their respective stellar careers. And maybe that's what the TR-3B Manta was for, to serve as a testbed for other stealth aircraft to learn from, to build on. Maybe that's why it's been in secret the longest. Its task is the most extensive. It must nurture future generations of aerial technology to make sure the United States Air Force stays ahead of its peers, literally and figuratively. Is it an anti-gravity UFO? The TR-3B Manta has never been captured on camera. Sightings and documents of secret black projects are its only evidence of existence, but they are detailed enough to be reliable. While sightings have made some sources believe it's a UFO, some others have discussed that the Manta was a study project or flying mock-up for the B-2 Spirit bomber, while other sources affirm that it's a secret weapon of the US military. Many of these sources come from American experts working at a secret military base near the city of Groom Lake, who claim the U.S. already possessed an aeronautical technology beyond imagination, referencing the TR-3B. During its development, the TR-3B was reportedly codenamed Astra. Its first operational reconnaissance flight took place in the early 1990s, and its nuclear battery to power its anti-gravity propulsion system was built in the highest level of secrecy, the Aurora program. In the Aurora program, billions of dollars were spent on the TR-3B, coordinated by the NSA, NRO, and CIA. The result of this was the TR-3B wielding technology that would qualify as alien. A circle filled with accelerating plasma inside the aircraft, known as magnetic field decay, or MFD for short, surrounds the crew compartment and is superior to any currently known technology for its use. MFD creates a magnetic field that neutralizes the influence of gravity by up to 89%. That means the weight of the circular accelerator as well as the weight of the aircraft is reduced by up to 89%. This makes this flying vehicle extremely easy to maneuver. With this miracle weight loss, the TR-3B would, on paper, be able to travel at Mach 9 speeds, both vertically and horizontally, with its performance probably only limited by its pilot's biological limitations. The plasma in the MFD that enables all of these to happen is another wonder on its own. It is created by bringing mercury to a pressure of 250,000 atm at a temperature of -123 degrees Celsius right in the aircraft, powered by its nuclear battery. If accelerated to 50,000 RPM, the ordinary plasma becomes a superconducting plasma. The end result of this process being the activation of the MFD that removes the force of gravity to enable the plane to fly. This technology and other top-of-the-shelf technologies that the TR-3B wields all combined to make the aircraft one that was way ahead of its time, one packed with a boatload of capabilities. If this is what the TR-3B Manta does, there's a high chance that it continues to do so till this very day, and therefore continues to shape the U.S. Air Force right now. The U.S. Air Force is currently the largest, most sophisticated, and most powerful in the world, with a massive margin from second place. While much of this dominance is owed to modern science and technology, the series of aircraft tested and developed at Area 51 was the initial boost that made it possible. All the progress, all the stealthy advanced aircraft today can trace their roots to those aircraft. They were the X-planes that changed the world. That's what X-planes always do, push boundaries to birth the technologies of tomorrow. The first X-plane was the Bell X-1, developed in 1946 by the U.S. Air Force and NACA, now NASA. There have been dozens of X-planes after the X-1, and they have proved dozens of technologies. Forward swept wings, thrust vectoring supermaneuverability, blended wing body, stealth, and so on. The X-1 was the first aircraft ever to break the sound barrier in level flight, to go supersonic. The SR-71 went hypersonic, or as close to it as possible. The F-117 Nighthawk proved ultra-stealth was possible. The TR-3B, as it is reported, proved all of these were possible and more. It is the ultimate X-plane. Blink and you might miss it. It was the SR-71 or the TR-3B Manta. Squint and you still won't see it. It was the F-117 Nighthawk or the TR-3B Manta. Look and you will have your mind blown. It was definitely the TR-3B Manta. To appreciate this aircraft of immense versatility and advancement, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.